Hello, my name is Filip and welcome to today's episode of Who Wants to Be a Filionaire? That's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but in our adaptation all the questions are based on my ATP1 grammar playlist. There are 5 questions in total, each comes with 4 options. There are no lifelines and the prize is going to be your immense satisfaction of having learned English with Filip. So, are you ready to play Who Wants to Be a Filionaire? Question number 1. Who bought a Fiat 500? A. Was it Filip? B. Laura? C. Rachel? Or D. Filip's mum? Question 2. Who visited Israel in 2019? Was it A. Filip? B. Laura? C. Joe? Or was it D. Tanya? Question number 3. What animal which Joe has never stroked comes from Australia? Was it A. a koala? Was it B. a Tasmanian devil? Was it C. a kangaroo? Or D. a wallaby? Question number 4. Who woke Filip up in his dream? Was it the police, option A? B. the postman? C. a friend? Or was it option D, a food delivery person? And here is your final question, number 5. What happened when Filip was asking question number 5 in his video on gerunds? A. Filip scratched his head. B. A rooster crew, i.e. cock-a-doodle-doo. C. Filip's dad walked past with a rooster. Or D. Filip's dad walked past with a dog. And here are your answers. Question 1. Who bought a Fiat 500? The answer is C. Rachel. Question 2. Who visited Israel in 2019? The answer is B. Laura. Question 3. What animal which Joe has never stroked comes from Australia? Well, the answer is a D. a wallaby. Question 4. Who woke Filip up in his dream? Well, the answer is A. the police. And question 5. What happened when Filip was asking question number 5 in his video on gerunds? Well, the answer is D. Filip's dad walked past with a dog. That was tricky. So, looking at these questions, what do they all have in common? I'll give you 10 seconds to think about it. Well, if you said they don't have auxiliary verbs, you are correct. In one of my previous videos, we looked at quasm-asm, the word order in English questions. If you missed it, then click up here to go and watch it. Today, we are looking at yet another exception to this rule, and those are questions which do not have auxiliary verbs. Why? Well, because they have no subject either. To be precise, the question word itself is the subject. Like in the question, who visited Israel in 2019? Well, we don't know the person that visited Israel, so that's why we're asking the question. So who is the subject? If the question was in present simple, then the verb would have a third person s, because who is a pronoun. When we pronounce questions without auxiliaries, our intonation usually goes down at the end of those questions, like is the case with quasm or WH questions. Try and observe it as we look at some more examples of this type of question. Who used to have a mohawk? Filip. How many books appear in Filip's video on comparatives? Who knows? Lots! What made Damien Hirst famous? His controversial art. be careful, in this question, Damien Hirst is the object that was made famous. Who invented sunglasses? It wasn't an Italian, but it was an English designer called James Ayscough. Which grammar form uses past simple as well as would plus infinitive? The second conditional. Who released most posthumous albums? Frank Zappa. Well, actually, because his family trust has been busy releasing new posthumous albums and the action is probably not finished yet, present perfect would be more appropriate. So, who has released most posthumous albums? The question doesn't have a subject, but because it's present perfect, it does have an auxiliary, has. Which leads me on to the bonus fact. I have lied to you. In my quasm video, I said there are 2 types of questions in English. Well, there are at least 6. So we have quasm questions, which use the quasm formula. What did you have for dinner last night? Question word, auxiliary, subject, infinitive. Then there are asm questions, like can you play the violin? Again, auxiliary, subject, main verb. Then we have questions without auxiliaries, which we're learning about today, like who painted Mona Lisa? Then there are negative questions, which we briefly mentioned, and which we normally use to express surprise, like why haven't you rung me? Then there are reported questions, which link to reported speech, and that's part of the topic, but they're a little bit advanced for you at the moment, as are indirect questions, which are also a little bit complicated. But make sure you subscribe and stay tuned, because I'm sure you'll learn about them further down the line on your English learning journey. And even talking about questions without auxiliaries, well, there are questions, as we mentioned, which do not have subjects, but they do have auxiliaries, like who has released most posthumous albums? Or whose face is on Filip's favorite mug? It doesn't have a subject because we don't know whose face there is, but the verb to be acts as an auxiliary. Or there could be questions without subjects in the passive, and it just gets complicated. Now let's practice. Can you turn these words into questions? Click on the video to pause it so you have a little bit more time to think about it, and then check your answers against the key in the description of the video. So, are you the new Filionaire? Sadly, I don't have a million to give you if you knew the answers to my questions. But I can give you thumbs up. And you can give me thumbs up by liking the video and subscribing. That's all from me for today. Thank you for your hard work learning English, and I'll see you in the next one.